Hey guys, welcome to another Path of Exile guide. Today we'll be talking about skill gems. There are 5 kinds of skill gems. There are active gems, support gems, val gems, auras and trigger gems. Of course, common sense, gems need to be socketed in the right socket color. What's important to know is when you want to reroll the sockets on an item with a chromatic orb, a socket is more likely to roll the color of the requirements of the item. So the sockets on these Legion boots are more likely to roll blue or red sockets. Each socket is rolled individually, and to roll an off color, so a color that is not in the requirements of the item, is for each socket about roughly 10 to 20%. So you can get with a chromatic orb 4 green sockets on this item, but it's pretty unlikely and pretty rare, and that's why off-color sockets on high-level uniques, for example, are so valuable, and that's what makes these gems so expensive. Skills level up as your character does. So you see here my Summon Raging Spirit gem is level 18. The maximum level a skill can reach is level 20, but the level cap can be increased by 3 ways. The first way are items. So here I have a mod on that says +2 level to fire gems, so my Raging Spirit gem gets +2 and is when used and socketed in this item level 20. So does my helmet have +2 level to minion gems, so my Race Zombie gem is actually level 20. And so when I have it to level 20, it gets increased to level 22 with this mod. The second way is the Empower gem, which for every level of the Empower, the active skill gem's level gets increased by 1. Important to note there is you can level up gems in your offhand. So I have here a Raging Spirit gem leveling. Why am I doing that? There is a secret vendor recipe. When I sell a 20 quality gem with a GCP, I get back a level 1 gem with 20 quality of the same kind. So I'm leveling up this Summon Raging Spirit gem to level 20 to someday go to the vendor and get a 20 quality level 1, then it goes back into my offhand slot, and someday I will have a level 20 quality, level 20 and level 20 quality Summon Raging Spirit gem to use. One thing that was introduced with the Masters expansion is this mod by Elrayon. So 6% qualities to support gems. The quality on each gem does something else. So here, for example, the quality on Summon Raging Spirits gives them movement speed. Empower and Enhance and these expensive and rare gems, they get increased experience gain by quality. So when socketing an Empower here in the Noble Claw in my offhand and leveling with it, it will get 6% more experience while doing so. So this is pretty neat and something you might want to have in the back in your head. When a gem leveled, it appears here, like you might already know. What you might not know, if they annoy you here and you don't want to level the gem anymore, for example when you use an attack like Spectral Throw or Ground Slam, you not always want to level up your gem because it also increases the mana cost, and you need to balance the mana cost and the damage a spell can do. So if you don't want to level a gem, you can just right click this one here, and then it still stays here, but it's not in your eyesight anymore, it's not on your HUD anymore. So another thing are support gems, of course. You can support your gems with linked sockets, and you need to look at the tag of your active gem to determine which support gems you can use. For example here, my Summon Raging Spirit gem has Fire, Spell, Minion and Duration as tags, so only support gems that have a spell tag, a fire tag or a duration or a minion tag work together with the Summon Raging Spirit gem. There are some hidden features, like the Raging Spirits in and on itself are melee attacking minions, so I can link them to multi-strike and it still will work. To determine if a skill gem works together with a support gem, you just have to look at these little signs here. So you see now my Raging Spirit is unsupported by anything, and when I put the spell echo back in, the little sign here appears and I know these two are working together. The number of linked sockets an item can have is determined not only by the base item, so gloves, helms and boots can have 4, two-handed weapons and bows and chest armors can have 6, one-handed weapons and shields can have up to 3, and rings, when they are unset ring, can have 1 socket. When an item can have 4 sockets, it also can have 4 links. That's important to know. So there's not another level requirement to have these sockets linked, synced. The number of sockets on an item is, as I said, not only determined by the base item, but also by the item level. So, as you might know, you can type item level and then see which item level it has, and an item needs to be level 15 to have 3 sockets, level 28 to have 4, level 35 to have 5, and level 50 to have at least 6 sockets. So that's important to know. You only can hunt for 6 sockets when you are in a zone level 50 or higher. You can use currency on skill gems. There are 2 kinds of currencies you can use on skill gems. This is of course GCP or Gem Cutter's Prism to increase the quality of an item. And there are Val Orbs. Val Orbs can have 4 outcomes. They can do nothing and just add the corrupted tag, like here on my anger. So nothing happened, you can still level the gem to 20 and use it as normally. But you can, of course, don't use any GCPs or something on it, but because the corrupted tags tag prevents an item to get used currency on any further. The second outcome a Val Orb can have is it can add 1 to 10 or subtract 1 to 10 quality from a gem up to a cap of 23. So that way you can exceed the 20 quality maximum of a gem up to 23. The third outcome it can have is increasing or decreasing the level by 1 up to a cap of 1. So when you have a level 20 gem, you can use a Val Orb on it and get lucky and get a 21 gem. So this is the third way, as said in the beginning, how to increase your gem levels over 20, over the cap of 20. So that way you can get pretty high. I guess you can get level 4 Empower is 4 levels, you can get 3 on your item is 7, you can Val Orb it, so max level is 28 or 29 that you can reach on an item, so you can get pretty far with it. The fourth outcome of a Val Orb is that the gem transforms into the according Val gem. Some gems have an according Val gem. For example, Ice Nova has the Val Ice Nova. So when you Val Orb an Ice Nova, it can either, as said, increase or decrease the quality. Nothing happens, or you get a plus level, or you can get a Val Ice Nova. Val Orbs are something special because they need souls, as you can see here, 46 of 46 souls. You need to kill monsters to charge them up, and then you can use them one time, and then they have a special effect on the skill. So for example, the Val Ice Nova chains between targets, as you've seen here. It chains on to the next target. There can be pretty ridiculous skill combinations you can achieve with Val gems, for especially Val Auras like Val Haste or Val Discipline are pretty awesome for boss fights or map bosses or something like that. So you charge them up while you are in the map or in the zone, and then you can unleash them on the boss and make the fight a little bit quicker. Then there are auras. Of course, you know auras. They work for you and your party members and your minions, but the GGG introduced a new kind of aura, which is the heralds. They only work for yourself. That's important to know. You can of course support them by reduced mana, so they reduce less mana of your pool. The last thing to know about gems are the trigger gems. They are like cast on crit or the famous cast when damage taken. You can link gems to these, and as you can see here, they are grayed out, and it says in the tags you cannot cast the spell directly because they get cast by cast when damage taken. I have Convocation, Enduring Cry and Immortal Call, so when I get hit and I get about 1600 damage, then these trigger automatically, and my minions will get teleported to me. So let's try this out. Let's get some damage here. No, let's not try it. But what's important to know is that they trigger in the order they are put into the links. So at first my Convocation will trigger, then my Enduring Cry will trigger, and then my Immortal Call will trigger. It's important to not swap out Enduring Cry and Immortal Call, because you get an Immortal Call without any endurance charges, so it does nothing, and then you are left with your endurance charges. So you want to have Enduring Cry first, get your endurance charges, and then get the Immortal Call, use your endurance charges to gain a few seconds of immortality, basically. So yeah, that's basically everything you need to know for skill gems. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Thank you very much for watching, and bye bye.